Hi everyone, it's Amber Khan here, back with another live video training. How's everybody doing today? Let me see if I can. Oh God, my phone's not here. I wanted to see if I can catch anybody online. Let's see. Is anybody here with me? Let's see. Wondering if you guys watched the video yesterday about how to balance motherhood with growing your business. So yesterday was, as I said, that was part one, where I shared my story, my journey to it. And today was going to be about, well, it's about the practical tips on how to actually balance motherhood with growing your business. So, don't see anybody here yet. Today is a makeup-less day, as you can see. No makeup. Can't be bothered. So let's get on with it and see if anybody will join us later. All right, so if you haven't watched the part one, then go and watch that video first, which is obviously it's on the business page list. All the videos are there, the live streams are there on the GroBizNiz page. So now I'm going to today talk about the tips, as I said, on how to balance being a great mom with growing your business. And they're basically based on my experience that helped me got to where I am today. So business tip number one is, let me make this one. Yeah. Is to be ready to make and accept changes. What do I mean by that? Well, it starts with changing your mindset. You know, taking inventory of what do you want to do? Why do you want to do it? And what changes do you need to make to get where you want to be or where you want to go? For example, in my case, the first few years, I knew I didn't want to go back to the kind of work which I was doing before, the corporate life. But I also didn't know anything about business. I didn't know at that time what to do and how to do it. But I knew that whatever I decide to do, I was ready for it. Mentally, I was ready for it. I was ready to dive into a new challenge, knowing that there will be a lot of unknowns along the way, as well as a lot of sweat and tears. But I wasn't afraid of it at that point. I was ready to give it a go. So if you're not ready to make and accept those changes, then you'll fall flat at the very first hurdle. Trust me, mummies, that's how it is. You know, I meet mums on daily basis who are often talking about wanting to make a change, of not being happy with the current situation. But they're all talk and unwilling to take any action. When I ask them, well, have you done this? Have you tried this? Did you do this? And the answer 9 out of 10 times is, yeah, I think you can guess it. But I don't have the time. You think those who make it have got all the time in the world? Have they got more than 24 hours in a day compared to you? So those are just excuses, my friends. And you can only do one thing at a time. Make excuses or take massive action. But you can't do both. All right. And the tip number 2 is invest in personal development. I can't emphasize the importance of this, you know. It's so very important, especially at the initial stages and where you don't have a clue about, you know, how the heck you're going to take the business from the ground, you know, to the point where you're able to produce revenue and then profit. whether it is an online mentor or offline, choose the right mentor to learn from and work with. I mean, these days there are plenty of business accelerators out there, coaches, trainers, consultants. You know, try to follow someone you like, see their work, maybe attend their seminars, and then invest in them. Nobody can get anywhere on their own. Plus, investing in a mentor using a proven system is likely to help you get to where you want to go faster without wasting time and resources. I mean, there's no point in reinventing the wheel. Follow what works and model it. I mean, I did exactly that. I signed up for a London-based business accelerator when I had decided that yes, I'm not going to go back to the 9 to 5, and I want to start a business. And I had initially started things on my own, selling on eBay and Amazon, and I sold Asian clothing before that, but nothing. I didn't have anything concrete, and didn't have the right tools in place, or even the right support, and I only got that once I invested in myself, and things changed from then on. So tip number 3 is maximize baby nap times. By that I mean, if you have very young babies, during nap times, or after kids go to bed, or if they're nursery going age and they go for a few hours every day to the nursery, squeeze in business activities in those times, and not home activities like cleaning, changing bed sheets, or ironing. Please try to squeeze in your business activities in those times. Help can always be hired. Think about what your time is worth. I mean, how much can you do in an hour, and what will it be worth? Is it worth more than £10 an hour? Well, hell yeah, it's worth way more than that. Say it's worth £30 an hour, to be on the low side. So would it not be wise to take £10 an hour out of the £30 for 3 to 5 hours a week to invest in hiring help, such as cleaner or cook? Don't you think that would be much wiser than spending your spare time on baby nap times doing cleaning up, where that could be the time you could utilize in building and growing your business, if that's what you want to do? I'm assuming if you're listening to this is because you want to start, or you're already in a business, and you want to grow it while juggling motherhood. So and that's what I did as well. I mean, I learned that tip from other female entrepreneurs who were mums, and they said to me, Amber, do one thing first: hire help, or just forget about it, but do not invest your time in doing house chores, when that could be the time you should be spending on growing your business, especially if you have young children, and time is very hard to find when you've got young kids, or or responsibility of looking after others. Tip number 4 is think outside the box about child minding options. So we all know that childcare is a huge cost in the Western countries, especially. I know in the UK it is worse when it comes to childcare options compared to the US, or even Australia, I think. I know in the US there are co-ops, childcare co-ops actually, where parents of a neighborhood share caring duties for working parents, or they pool in to pay for a carer together. But in the UK those options are hard to find, but not impossible either. You could start your own co-op or child carer by sharing, or hire a child carer by sharing it in a mummy group who might also want the help of a carer, and you could share the cost of hiring that carer among all the mothers, all the parents, to keep the cost low. But of course, nothing is better than free childcare, right? If you have the family who lives close by and can look after your kids for a few hours every day, or say 3 days a week while you work on your business, I mean, what could be better than that, right? So make sure you ask. But in my experience, we don't have any immediate family members like my parents or my husband's parents who lived or still don't live in the same country, let alone nearby. So we had to find ways to juggle it without paying for it until we were able to pay for a nursery place or a child minder. So the arrangement we had was that hubby would try to work shorter days sometimes, so I could work when he gets home, or he would take care of the kids on the weekends, so I could work then. And even when I had classes to attend in the city, or entrepreneur meetups to go to, he would take day off from work or try to meet me in the city so we could do kids handover, and he would take the kids home and I would go on my way. So in short, you have to think outside the box to make it work, instead of just telling yourself that no, we can't afford it, so there's no point, we've got no other choice. You always have a choice. Now, after a third child, we are now thankfully in a position to have a nanny to look after the baby, so I can work as many hours I like on the business. But you see, it just didn't happen overnight. And nothing happens overnight, trust me. And the tip number 5 is surround yourself by people who believe in you and what you do or what you are planning to do. People who are happy for you no matter what you do. Stay far away from the naysayers. I cannot emphasize the importance of this step more so than any other things that you might be doing, especially in early stages of your startup. These will be tough times. There's no running away from them. So the need to be around the right people who will support you and help you grow is of utmost importance. If people don't understand it and question you unnecessarily, putting a negative spin on your goals and dreams, then just cut them off or stay away from them. And finally, tip number 6 is that, ladies, take time out for yourself. Yes, look after yourself. Book in mummy days in your calendar. If you can't do it regularly, do it once a month, do it once a week, but book it in your calendar. Make that appointment, because if you don't, it will never happen. And I'm sure a lot of you are guilty of that, It is of utmost importance that we recharge ourselves, our minds and bodies, so that we are in a better position to do whatever we have to do. We have to look after families, children, and our business. So and in order to do that effectively, you have to recharge your batteries. All right, I hope that was helpful. Now, also, as you know, I have written a book called Guilt-Free Motherhood, so I often share and talk a lot about those guilty moments and how to be guilt-free. If you'd like me to do a tips video on how to be a guilt-free mom, then let me know in the comments, and I shall do a video on that as well. Or you can always check out my book on Amazon. Let's see, let me check the page here. All right. Yeah, if there's anything, you guys can always get back to me. I can't for some reason see who is here and who is not. Maybe there's got to be a different way of doing this. But anywho, people, I shall take your leave and see you tomorrow. No, actually, have a lovely weekend and see you on Monday. Ciao.